Hello everyone, welcome to Downtown Tailoring. In today's video, we are going to tackle waistband elastic alteration in 3 very easy ways. You know that in my sewing journey, I show you how to do shortened sleeve front top, wedding and alteration, and because I don't like to cut corners, fact checkers. You know what I meant. Sometimes those videos can be a little bit tricky and I feel really until somebody said in the comment, I did it, I like it. But not today, because today's video is so easy and yet so practical because you can do clothing transformation and waistband alterations. So let's go. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. This is a satin pajama pants that were originally too high-waisted. They kind of look like SpongeBob SquarePants, and we like above the sea fashion. Well, I'm gonna use them as a sample of the easier way you can do. So I'm gonna measure the elastic I'm choosing is 3/4 inch, and then I'm gonna mark my pants to do a case. So I will mark first 3/4 inch, and then I'm gonna mark around 7/8 of the inch because I wanna leave 3/4 for sewing. And then I'm gonna mark all the way around just the same way I do with the hem. This job works much better when you have the waistband straight. I remove my label so I can sew freely, and then I will just fold it twice. Fold one and then the other, and then I'm going to sew all the way around, leaving a little space in the center back for sewing it later. As you can see, I'm stitching exactly at 3/4 because the elastic is a little less than 3/4, and the trick is to have it very tight but not so tight that you cannot insert it. The next step is to choose the length of the elastic. My customer has 39 inches waist, and I'm gonna do around 35 inches for the elastic. Sometimes I do 2 inches less. It depends on the strength of the elastic, the width, and the waist measurement. It's never exact, but the beauty of this way is that you can change it so easy. I already marked the 35 inches or the 37 that I cut, and I'm gonna press a little bit, my job, before inserting the elastic. This step, you don't need to do it, but you know that I love to hide. Okay, so I put a safety pins on my elastic that will serve me as a guide, and I'm just inserting little by little the elastic inside the case. And I pinned the opposite side, so just in case, because I don't want to pull more than I need. Already my elastic is out, and I'm gonna just join the 2 ends in the mark I did. But before of that, I wanna know if the elastic is all straight, because sometimes when you insert that elastic, it bent inside, and before you know it, you sew it all bent and nice, and then you have to open and do it again. So better just to confirm that it's all good, and then when you do, you put together the 2 marks you did and then sew it. After I do that, I sew a little bit in the 2 opposite sides because I want to leave always some material, some elastic inside, because if the customer tells me that he or she feels uncomfortable, I can always let out or take in a little bit more just by opening this last hole and then pulling it or leaving it. And here you go, I close the last stitch and it's all nice and good. And to avoid the flipping of the elastic inside, what I do is to make 4 top stitch. I try to stitch in the ditch as much as I can, but sometimes, like in this case, I have just 2 at the back, but I don't have at the sides. It doesn't matter, I anyways stitch at the sides. That way I make sure that it won't flip. Sometimes it still flips a little bit inside, but in that case is so easy because you just have to pull and that's it, you see. And this is my preferred way to work in my store because I can guarantee the job that my customer will be always happy because I can easily make it bigger or small. It was a pair of pants as well, and my customer find that the waistband was extremely tight. So I will just going to replace it and I will show you how to do it. So I'm measuring the waist of the pants because I'm going to make it just a touch shorter. And then I'm gonna sew the ends just to make like a circle. See? I'm going back to my table and then I'm gonna mark my fourth by dividing by 2, and then each side I will divide it by 2 again. And then I'm going to pin the elastic to the inside in the 4 points I mark. So I have more or less that. You see? Now I'm going to my serger machine and then I'm going to search all around. Some people find that very easy. I found it a little tricky because you have to control the knife of the serger. You have to be careful because you don't want to cut the elastic. But here you go, it's done, it's there. And now I'm going to fold that elastic in to create the waistband. I'm going to pull it up as much as I can so I don't have any space or waste of material. And this is what I have now. You know, sometimes a little bit of iron, it will make a nice crease where it's supposed to fold, and it will be very helpful. But if that is not enough, I will take my pen and I will mark more or less the width of the elastic, a little bit inside of the width, and then I will mark a line that will be parallel to the edge. That way, when I sew on top of that mark, I will make sure that my sewing is nicer. You know, some people really can sew without that, all those things, but not me. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm using today the twin needles, and I already have made a video explaining how to use it. The twin needle is very good for sewing a stretchy material as it creates a zigzag underneath while you have 2 straight stitches at the top. And here you go, it looks really nice. Inside is the zigzag as I told you before, and then outside you have the double straight stitch. And for my last technique of today, we have this pair of pants that the rise was so low that I opened the whole elastic folded, and I'm going to use this very nice plush elastic. It's very soft and comfortable, and I'm going to use almost all the waist measurement of the pants just to reduce around 2 inches. And I'm going to go to my sewing machine and I will join the 2 ends. And then after that, I will open the seam allowance and I will choose the zigzag stitch with the length very short, around 1 or maybe 1.5, and I'm going to zigzag on top of the center of the seam allowance, like so. And then I make sure that my seam allowance is all flat and nice, and I cut all the excess. And now I'm going to mark my fourth. Always is very important to do that so you have the material very well distributed. And then I'm going to pin the elastic with the 2 right sides together. So I'm going to pin outside of the pant and not inside, and I'm going just to search all around. And yes, it was that easy. Again, you know, if you don't have too much control over the serger, you can zigzag and you will have exactly the same results. And here you go, it's there, it's very nice, it's looking good, it's very comfortable for the customer, and These are all the 3 examples. I wouldn't know which one is the easiest. Please let me know in the comments which one would you consider yourself doing it, certain situations. If you find this video useful, please give us a like and don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Bye!